Hello, everyone out there in the internet lands. Welcome back to We Just Love Games Network. Sorry, I'm kind of out of breath because I had to run and go get a drink while we were doing the intro because I forgot. What are we doing? Oh, yeah. Welcome to GameStack Podcast. This is episode 130, Rickfull and Wreckfull. I am your co-host, Vendertron. Joining us this evening, as always, is the lovely Shalene. Hello, Shalene.
Hello, hello.
And back by popular demand, Rick.
Hello.
How you doing, Bunny?
Bunny.
Buddy.
Bunny.
You want me to call you Bunny?
I was your Bunny last. I am doing...
Weird.
Of course. What did you expect?
Like
I've only
10
gotten
seconds.
weirder.
10 seconds into the show.
I've only gotten weirder. I am doing swell.
Excellent.
Doing swell.
We've missed you.
I know. Slow spell. I'm easily missed. Anyway, no.
My aim is improving, so.
Oh, that was
I-
well executed.
We've had a slow 2 weeks, so I've been able to leave at or around 5, and so I was able to get home in time.
Well, here's
Not be
to
exhausted.
your job falling behind, I guess, in sales.
No, just a little dip.
Just
We're
a
about
little
to
dip?
start
The little
a
dip.
little Belgian dip. We're about to start TSO next week, I think, and that's going to be it.
Oh, okay. Well, how are you doing? How's life been for you, Rick?
Busy, man. Busy.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's been good though. Nothing incredible has changed. Just
That's good.
moving on, but it's a good thing. We're gearing up to move, and all the music things that I do outside of work are doing very good. I took apart some old equipment and found the remnants of mice living in them. That was fun.
Yeah.
Were the wires still good? Yeah, they chew through
No, they were
everything
nibbled.
else.
Yeah, they were nibbled.
Buggers.
But so that kind of stuff is just going along nice and smooth. So, yeah. How are you guys? It's been too long.
My life is a mess. Yeah.
Nice.
Where is it? I've got it here.
What?
I have crippling depression.
Okay.
Things are great.
Well, good.
Yeah, it's
You-
fine.
Before the show started, you were
fine.
telling me all of your fun travel plans.
Yeah, so for those of you listening, welcome to the show. We love that you're here live. All of the people hopping into the chat, it's nice to see you. Also, for those of you in your vehicles right now, or at the gym on the treadmill or the bike, or cleaning the house or walking the dog with us in your earbuds, thank you for listening to the show. We always love your continued support. And yes, welcome. Happy Friday. Today's episode will be the last episode that I'm doing for, I think, about 3 weeks. Hey, Shalene?
Yes, 3 weeks.
So, unfortunately, but Shalene will keep the wheels turning.
Yeah, we've got Tim Twig scheduled as a special
Oh.
guest host for next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will make sure that I have the resources and assets in place for that for you.
Yeah. I'll need one for a Dame Stack, too.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we're gonna Vendor, you're gonna miss a Dame Stack.
What? Hey. That's not okay.
I mean, I have a very limited pool of friends to invite to these podcasts.
Yeah,
Vendor,
well,
so
I mean,
I only know like 8 people. So,
that's a lot of 8 people is still a lot of work.
Too much.
well, I'm gonna have all of them on the podcast at the same time, almost.
So it'll be like
yeah.
herding cats.
It'll be
Okay.
great.
Excellent.
I'm so excited.
And
I
when is
cannot
that?
wait.
When is that going to be happening?
Tentatively the following week after Tim. So we've got
Tim next week, and
Tim
then
next
2 weeks
week,
from.
Dame's the following week. It may flip flop to
Okay.
the final week of your absence, but tentatively right now. We're looking at the
Great,
second.
great. Yeah, so I apologize. I will not be here, but I'll be sending you guys lovely photos of my travels around Denmark in the Discord. Don't forget, the show is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend, and $2 from every purchase goes to the Children's Miracle Network. Please host us on... Actually, no, I can't even say that anymore because the host function is
they
gone
killed
on
that
Twitch.
feature.
Yeah.
Tell your friends
actually-
about the show. You know, send Grandma the link. And hang out in the chat on Fridays. We love to have you here. Shalene's live
Lee
editing
Benjamin
the notes.
has jumped in. Thank you, Lee. Next week is the 14th. So we've got Tim on the 14th. And the following week is the 21st. So games are tentatively scheduled for the 21st.
Yeah, if any of you know us, we roll by the seat of our pants and live day by day. Because, you know, that's how you get through it
Yep.
sometimes.
We put our dress on one leg at a time.
One leg at a time. Well, we also have a Discord if you are interested in participating in the show and the community after listening. Join us in the Discord. How can people do that, Shalene?
You can join our Discord by clicking the link on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames. You can click that link whether or not the Twitch channel is live. So 24 hours a day, you can find that link there. And alternately, if you have some kind of aversion to visiting twitch.tv, you can also shoot us a message on social media and we'll get you the invitation.
Yeah, the Discord's been quite active this week.
It has, yeah. I did want to mention RTZ13 has done a giveaway for some games in our Discord, and they have not been claimed yet, I believe.
No?
So he received some games in his monthly humble choice for Steam. They are Steam games, and either he already owns them or he doesn't want them. So he wanted to share them with the community. So these games are Deathloop, Dark Pictures, The Little Hope, Made of Stir.
The little what?
The Little Hope. Yeah.
A little
Hope. Hope.
That one's rated R.
Feeling hopeful.
It's
and
just about a little
Epic
garden hoe.
Chef. So,
A what?
A little garden hoe.
Well, no, what was that last one?
Epic Chef.
Okay.
Did that
Epic
like?
Chef.
Nothing.
you in
What
gear
else
because
is
you're
going on
like,
in the
Are
Discord,
you
Shalene?
eating Cheetos? Why are you eating Cheetos?
Because of the Cheeto finger statue.
Thank you.
I assumed that's what that was about.
Yes, there is a massive Cheeto finger statue that has been built in Canada, and it has taken our Discord by storm. And I must know more. I was trying to find the authorities in this town where this statue was placed because I wanted to know who funded this statue. How much did it cost? It's a 17-foot tall statue of a hand
17
holding a
foot tall?
Cheeto, and the hand
see
is
if I can
covered in
pull it up.
Cheeto dust, which apparently is called Cheeto. The Cheeto dust is called
Cheadle, Alberta. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
and
nice.
so they have placed
Don-
it in a town called
Don's
Cheadle,
from there.
which is a very small unincorporated place.
Quick question here. Did you guys cover the guidestones in Georgia?
No.
No,
You
I
didn't?
think we did
What?
when they were
Oops.
exploded.
Yes, that's a part
Yeah.
of like Fallout lore too.
Well, for
It
those
is.
watching live, this is a picture of the Cheeto fingers statue.
I was just gonna say it's ironic that the guidestones were completely demolished, and then this thing pops up in Canada. I'm
It's
just saying,
ridiculous.
maybe they're connected.
And yeah, Shalene and I were like, why would anybody spend money making this?
So it
because
turns
why
out
wouldn't you?
the statue was funded by PepsiCo.
What?
Yes.
So
I
is
still
is
want to
Cheetos
know how much it costs.
Cheetos
so
must be a PepsiCo company
they
or
must be.
subsidiary.
Mhm.
Did they just
So I
stick it in the middle
emailed
of a woods?
Pepsi and I asked them how much this Cheeto finger
You-
statue costs.
You emailed them?
Of course I did.
Did Mr. Pepsi get back to you?
Not yet.
This
Okay.
is the kind of media journalism that we need, people.
I gotta know how much did the Cheeto cost?
Yes.
Ridiculous.
I hope they get back to me.
So if you're
So-
interested in speculating on how, you know, Cheeto finger statues are funded in rural towns, you can always join our Discord by scrolling right below in the Twitch page, and the link is there for you. Yeah. Wow. Also, you went through RTZ's giveaways already?
Yes.
Okay.
Epic
All
Chef
right.
was the final game. So if you would like any of those games, visit the Mail Stack channel of our Discord, and RTZ13 can hook you up.
Excellent. Well, we have a large stack of news to get through. We've also got some stocks and some new information about the stock market, and we have some mail to check, and we're going to talk about our gameplay. But let's hop right into it. This just in. Take it away, Shalene.
As always, shout out to Joseph Tao. Thank you so much for helping us compile the news every week, doing that hard work so we don't have to. We've crowdsourced the show.
Yeah, I mean, I still think we should have a setup where at least one episode where the listeners write the show and we do it on the fly, totally improved.
We've always talked about doing that, but we never have. We never have made it happen. So to start off with, I wanted to talk about CD Projekt Red, and they have made many announcements recently. So let's talk about it.
Okay.
This is an IGN article by Joe Scribbles. And they have announced the code names and some brief descriptions for 5 new games. Of course, I'm sure some of these are only in the speculation phase, the idea phase, and not in full development. But I'm sure we'll see at least one of these pretty soon. This was revealed on Twitter, and the first one is Orion. Orion is the code name for their next cyberpunk game, which will take the cyberpunk franchise further and continue harnessing the potential of this dark future universe. And Orion will be developed by a new CD Projekt studio that will be set up in the United States. Polaris is the code name for the next installment in the Witcher series. And they have recently announced that this game is in pre-production. This is the beginning of a new saga. They intend to release 2 more Witcher games after Polaris, creating a new AAA RPG trilogy. The full trilogy is intended to be released in a 6-year period. So I'm pretty excited for that. I'm looking forward to seeing how they expand the Witcher universe. What are you laughing at, Rick?
I got a text from my coworker, Kyle, and he's like, "Hey, did your daughter go to Girl Scouts?" I was like, "No, why?" And then as I'm typing and sending, "Did you want cookies or something?" he sends, "Trying to get some Thin Mints, my guy." And it's just... Yep.
You know, you can order them online now. And your local
I'm not
Girl
going to tell
Scouts
him
get
that.
credit. Yeah.
Sorry,
Speaking
I
of which,
apologize. Just threw me off.
I bought some Thin Mints.
We've lost Vendor. Vendor's gone to get the Thin Mints.
Nice.
Super.
People love listening to people eat on a podcast.
No. These are like good Thin Mints.
Oh my.
Ew, he's got Listerine strips. I'm so disappointed.
Get out of here.
Vendor.
Yeah.
I'm going to use one right now just to make you mad.
It's really acid.
Refreshing.
You disgust me. The next one is
It's okay to be
Canis
wrong.
Majoris. This is a full-fledged Witcher game separate to the new Witcher saga that's starting with Polaris. And it will be developed by an external studio headed by experienced developers who have worked on past Witcher games. It has not been made clear which developer is working on this project. The fourth code name is Sirius. This is a game developed by the Molasses Flood, set in the Witcher universe and created with support from CD Projekt Red. It will differ from their past productions, offering multiplayer gameplay on top of a single-player experience, including a campaign with quests and stories. And the final game is codenamed Hadar. This is the codename for a third, entirely distinct IP created from scratch within CD Projekt Red. This project is in the earliest stages of the creative process, meaning that they have not developed the game yet, but they are working exclusively on the foundation for the new setting. So all of these are pretty exciting. What are your thoughts, Rick? You especially. Are you excited for a new Cyberpunk game?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's been a lot happening around the cyberpunk universe the last few weeks with Edgerunners releasing and update 1.6. I
What
don't
is
know.
Edge Runners? Tell me more.
Did you guys talk about this at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
So update 1.6 and Edgerunners was kind of like a joint kind of release time, it seemed. So Edgerunners is a anime that was produced and created by Netflix, and it takes place in the same universe as the Cyberpunk video game, just about I think a year prior to the events of the video game. And it takes place around, or it centers around a merc named David and his band of miscreants, and they try to, like all mercs in Cyberpunk Night City, they try to make it big. And it's so funny because everybody on the Cyberpunk subreddit is like, after you watch Edge Runners, you just get horribly depressed. And like the sad Keanu meme of him like drinking the wine and going is everywhere. It's just like, and it's all centered around the song Can't Wait to Stay at Your House or something like that. This song has been like the hit of the Cyberpunk radio soundtrack. I think it's the girls from We Ate Grandma, and they created this song that's about like breaking up but not wanting to break up kind of thing. And everyone's like, this song is everything in this game, all the feels. And then they use this song in the anime at various points, and it makes everybody cry afterwards because it's so funny. But it's created this resurgence in interest in Cyberpunk, where the main antagonist of the video game, Adam Smasher, who everybody hates, is the main antagonist in the anime, and people have bought the game just to kill Adam Smasher. Of the anime.
That is incredible.
And it's created, like, Cyberpunk 2077 was like beating out almost every other single player game in Steam for like two weeks, like completely destroyed. All the reviews have flipped around to like mostly positive, and like most of the kinks are gone, especially with 1.6. There was Edge Runners tie-in, so you can find different missions and guns from the anime. There's new quests and there's a bunch of bug fixes. However, 1.6 is the last update for previous gen hardware. So update 1.7 along with the DLC is only going to be on new consoles and PC. They just can't get it to work right on old hardware, and so they're getting past that. The other thing is that the second DLC that was planned for Cyberpunk has been canceled effectively, along with the Red Engine, and they're moving, I think, to the Unreal Engine for future projects. Don't hold me to that, but I think that's how it's going to go. So, tying into this news article, probably the main Witcher games and Orion are going to be on a different engine than the Red Engine. And I think that's probably a good thing, considering that takes a lot of the focus on design and development away from an engine to make the game work without building the game. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Also, I think that they have definitely learned a lot, and I'm hoping that this next Cyberpunk game will release semi-properly.
Mm-hmm.
I
really do think that their effort to keep the title on that legacy hardware was a lot of the problem, because
absolutely
it ran fine on PC. It was great on PC. It was a trash fire on the Xbox One and the PS4. It was borderline unplayable.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I will admit that there's definitely more glitchiness now, I feel like, than there was on launch for me. But then again, my computer is getting older and it can't handle a lot of what the game is trying to throw at it. Go ahead.
No, continue. I cut you off. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I've seen like some of the ray tracing 4K screenshots, and oh my gosh. Like, I tried the game on like ray trace low, and it is one of the most stunning looking games I have ever seen. Like, it is just, I can't begin to describe how immersive it is with ray tracing. And then I like turned it off and was like, like, ugh, and put ray tracing back on, and it's incredible. And so I really have good high hopes for. Also, Keanu is coming back for the DLC to play his character Johnny Silverhand again, which there was much rejoicing. And so I'm excited to see more about Orion. I think Cyberpunk is one of the first games, probably since Skyrim, to make me feel like I'm a part of this world, so immersed. And probably it does a better job of it than Skyrim. And the whole place is dark and sad and depressing, but yet somehow it's alluring, and like Fallout, like it's depressing and sad, but we get sucked into this world and love it, even for its inherent effed upness.
Because it makes us feel like our lives are actually better.
Maybe that's what it is. The problem is like Cyberpunk 2077's dystopian future. It's like right over there. I can see it.
It's like you can smell it.
That's the hard part.
You can see it from your house. Oh no!
It's like, hello, I'm here. Hello.
It's like knocking at the door. I never could get into the Witcher games, so I can't really speak to like excitement on those. But I'm so happy that they're deciding to keep the cyberpunk thing alive.
Yeah.
Such a cool universe.
I've been watching Daddy-O stream Cyberpunk. I've always been sort of watching people play Cyberpunk, and I think I'm almost at the point where I'm like, if this is on sale, maybe I'll buy it. Just maybe.
Wait till the DLC comes out and then.
Well, and that's the other thing that's intrigued me, is that they're actually adding on to the game, and it looks pretty good. But the question I was going to ask you two was, has there been a AAA game in the last 5 years that didn't launch as a trash fire?
Okay, how far back is 5 years?
That feels like a millennia, doesn't it?
I mean, COVID has been going on for like 12 years now, right? So let's see. 5 years ago was what, 2017?
Okay. Yeah. Let's say the last 5 AAA games that you've played or wanted to play at launch.
They were all trash.
God of War 2018 was perfect.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, I say that, but it's not a perfect game. But it was a masterpiece. It was just as good at launch as it was a year later.
At launch.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good catch. That was a good catch.
Let's see. AAA games.
Animal Crossing.
Sound Freak in the chat says Destiny 2.
That's
Destiny 2.
But that was out over 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the last few AAA games that have come out, they've all launched way before they were supposed to. They were very unfinished. And then, like, a year or two later, we finally reach that point where it's like, okay, this is actually good now.
Yeah, but
Joseph Tao just reminded me that Returnal exists, and I wanted to play that so bad. And now I have a PS5.
You do, but isn't Deathloop and Returnal technically published by AAA, but not AAA studios? Aren't they kind of like
just add it to the stack?
I think those are both solid AAA. Yeah.
I need to try Deathloop now.
Miles Morales. Okay, so all of these games that launched so cleanly are PlayStation exclusives, which I find very interesting.
That's true. That is very true.
Detroit Become Human. Yeah, that was pretty solid, wasn't it?
That wasn't
It didn't launch badly.
Here's what I'm curious about. GTA 6, is that going to be a trash fire?
Of course it is.
No.
Because GTA 5 launched and it came out of the womb like a golden goose.
Yes.
It was perfect. You could not fault it.
But the online component will be a wreck for 6 months.
Well, the online component is a wreck now.
See, that's arguable. That's definitely arguable.
I mean, on a public server, but I mean, yeah.
No, I think games that are like that tend to be. I mean, okay.
Detroit Become Human was very good.
Fallout's kind of release a bit wrecked, but we all kind of
they all have.
They all have. This is the point I'm making. They're all shitty at the start. Sorry, my language.
If you buy a Bethesda Game Studios game at launch, you are paying to be a beta tester.
But I feel like Grand Theft Auto. Well, I feel like Grand Theft Autos are like that in a way a little bit because there's an inherent jank as well, but they're kind of accepted. But they're not as
That's
janky
different.
as Bethesda games.
It's very different.
But the Grand Theft Auto jank is just like inherent mechanics of the game.
It's true. Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
true.
have to
You know?
wear a special hat to go to a
strip.
certain town.
Yes,
in Red Dead.
or putting on armor did not uninstall my game.
yeah.
You know, like launching a nuke did not.
There wasn't a staircase in GTA that sent me flying through the atmosphere.
Gosh, I love Bethesda
we
games
should-
for that reason.
We should put a special segment together of our best video game bugs. Yeah.
Sound Freak
Dude.
mentions Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild launched very clean. Yeah.
This is like the
Okay.
best show. We're not even following the show notes anymore. We're just having a conversation.
But they're all
Hey!
exclusives.
What's a
But they're all
podcast
exclusives.
for? You're right.
Was Detroit? Was that an
Yes,
exclusive?
PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe that's the rub.
So-
Maybe
so
it has
the-
to be an exclusive to function.
Yes. So the gap here is trying to do cross-platform things, or trying to like build games for multiple different environments.
Resident Evil 7 was mentioned by Sound Freak. Village
Yeah.
launched clean. It was not very buggy.
Yeah. Okay. So it turns out that we know nothing of video games.
Well, I mean, did we ever? I mean, I did
No.
not assume that I knew anything about video games. I don't even know why I'm
Yes.
here right now.
We're definitely here as enthusiasts and not experts.
Real quick, one of the bugs that I had recently with Cyberpunk was there's this moment where you go down to underneath this club, and you're meeting with the one lady.
Was
who
it
is putting
the
together
club?
This heist. No, it wasn't. I just
my
visited
my
that place
favorite
last
my favorite club.
Dick Twisties.
I wish there was a club like that in real life. I'd be there.
I forgot. I thought about you when I got there because the neon.
Nothing like a
penises
good
flipping
stiff
around.
drink.
And no, this is the. Shalene, I don't think Shalene was on that stream. Did we tell you about that, Shalene? When we were
No.
Come on.
we were driving around Cyberpunk. It was one of the streams, and we stumbled upon a gay bar called Dick Twisties, and the neon signs
Best.
were just
It
blinking.
was the
dicks
best. It was
with, like doing the helicopter. But then you walk in and everyone's clothed.
It's
it was
normal.
So disjointed. And like one of the dancers like on the pole was like in a suit, and we're like, wait a minute.
yeah, there's like a dress
It was
code.
pole dancing in a suit?
Yeah.
I mean, I would pay to see that.
Yeah. But no, this club is called I think Mox's. I think I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it's an important one of the important clubs in Cyberpunk, and you go down there and you're talking with this girl who's a brain dance editor, and she's getting ready to put you into this brain dance, and the other chick who's setting up this big heist is sitting to the left, and she's supposed to get up and like walk in front of you while talking, but she stayed in the seated position and just kind of like scooted across the scene and then like scooted back and then immediately just popped to a T-pose and then stood correctly. And I was just like, I missed this game. Like it's so immersed, and they're talking about this heist coming up, and she just kind of goes across the screen in like a seating position, and I just thought that was so funny because it just, I don't know, it's endearing. I guess Bethesda's given me Helsinki syndrome. No, not Helsinki syndrome. Stockholm syndrome.
I gotta know
Wrong
now.
European
I
city.
gotta know.
What? Stockholm syndrome? It's when you like fall in love with your kidnapper?
Yeah, like Beauty and the Beast, Stockholm Syndrome.
No. Helsinki syndrome.
I don't think that's a thing.
Mental
Is that a
condition.
thing?
Mental condition whereby someone is unable to distinguish between the countries of Sweden and Finland. Usually, when trying to convey the meaning of Stockholm syndrome to others. That's
There you
brilliant.
go.
Oh, Rick's face has turned purple, just to let the audio folks know.
Anyway, where were
Brilliant.
we?
I don't know.
PlayStation Stars
news
has
article.
launched in North America.
What the heck is that?
This is a CNET article written by Oscar Gonzalez. And PlayStation Stars is a rewards program for PlayStation gamers. It's a loyalty program, and it went live in North America on Wednesday. Digital collectibles, PlayStation Store credit, and full games are some of the rewards that are available. And you can sign up for free. Anybody with a PlayStation Network account, you can sign up on the PlayStation website or on the iOS or Android app.
Mm-hmm.
And some users might be put on a wait list that can take 1 or 2 months to grant access. Sony is doing this in order to have an optimized experience for users. So they're sort of bottlenecking that. And points and digital collectibles can be earned by participating in campaigns such as playing certain games or buying games in the PlayStation Store. And users will be able to complete the activities on a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, not on older hardware. Some of the free games that are available after you earn enough points include Hades, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and The Quarry. And PlayStation Stars members can also level up their status by buying games on the PlayStation Store and earning trophies. Leveling up will give you access to more digital collectibles, and in the case of level 4 status, you will receive priority customer service chat support. What? That is wild. They will give you priority status for customer service if you are one of their top users. That's really interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
This feels like a Microsoft
I mean,
move.
they're a private company.
I
Yes,
know, but
of course.
it just doesn't feel like a PlayStation move.
But
you
at
know?
the same time, like, on the one hand, everybody should be on an equitable field. But on the other hand, like, yeah, you want to reward those people who are really, really in it. You know, you want to take care of your best customers first. Like, I mean, I waited tables for like 800 years in my misspent youth. And if 2 customers come in and I don't have time to wait on both of them, I'm going to wait on the regular first, who I know always leaves a good tip. You know, he's the one who's going to get better attention than the one who just like comes in and doesn't tip. So I understand that, wanting to reward your most loyal customers, but that's really strange. Interesting.
Well, I
This
mean,
feels-
I don't know. We're not talking about like healthcare. You know,
Yeah,
it's
it's
PlayStation.
PlayStation
You know,
support.
like if you wanna get on the plane sooner and have a better seat, you got to
Yeah,
pay
that's
for
true.
that.
Yeah.
It's true.
So
And I do think it's really cool that you can earn these points by getting trophies and
Yeah.
not only by purchasing, because like the
That is cool.
Nintendo point system is strictly based on purchases. But this one, you can just play lots of games and,
It
Yeah.
and earn trophies and
feels like when you
be
were a kid.
rewarded with
Yeah.
those.
what's that,
Feels like
Rick?
when you were a kid and you go to the grocery store and you get like the fruit punch card, and like every visit you get like punch it and you get like a piece of fruit.
See,
and-
I'm not the type of person that engages in reward systems.
Mm,
I have all
yeah.
these cards to
I
all
have the
these
punch
places.
card for the boba shop.
I've got like Starbucks, Second Cup, Costco. I've got Esso points. I've Petro Canada and like Walmart. Like all these rewards points. I don't use any of them. I don't use any of the cards. I go to the store and they're like, "Do you have a rewards card?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's at home." So I have all these cards and there's nothing. It's silly.
Yeah. I use the Microsoft reward system every couple of years. I've accrued enough points to get gift cards and stuff. Last time I got gift cards to Sephora and bought a
Yeah.
bunch of makeup. It was
Mind
great.
you, I am aging myself. Do you guys have Stocard?
I don't know
no.
what that is.
Stocard is an awesome app for the iPhone where you can store all of your cards.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so I've got like all of my rewards cards here, which I still don't even access them because I don't even want to pull my phone out of the pocket when I'm in the line and everybody's standing behind me going, "Come on already." But
I
How do
just
you
want to
how
shout
do you pay
out
then?
Vodka Knockers in the
well, you
chat.
just Sorry,
Go
go ahead. No.
You go ahead and then we'll return to Vodka Knockers.
It's like a barcode. You can't see it, but you just scan it.
Okay. It's great.
What were you saying, Shalene?
Vod brought up the Book It program with
Mhm.
Pizza Hut from our childhood. That was the best. You would read books and get stickers, and then you would get a free personal pan pizza. And when we went to
Yes.
get the pizza, I would play Mrs. Pac-Man forever. until all the quarters were gone, and it was like the best day of my life.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yay, childhood.
Dive into Shalene's childhood memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Pete's sake.
We
Pete's sake.
we had a Pizza Hut by my house, but I think it's a bank now.
A Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
Pete's Hut?
Pete. Yeah, just
Speaking of Pete's,
Thank you.
Pete Hines is a figure that most of us Bethesda fans are familiar with, colloquially known as Uncle Pete. Bethesda has spent many, many years as Bethesda's Vice President of Global Marketing and Communications. He's recently received a promotion. He is now the head of global publishing for Bethesda, based on this gamesindustry.biz article by Danielle Pardis. And Erin Losey has been promoted to Vice President of Global Marketing and Communications. So she will be responsible for all of the marketing and communication efforts across the globe. Hines has been with Bethesda since 1999. He joined as a member of the marketing team, working primarily in a PR capacity for the Fallout franchise. And in a recent statement, Hines said, "It's a privilege to lead global publishing for Bethesda, a place that's been my home for 23 years. It's humbling to think about how far we've come in that time, and I'm excited to work in this new role to help our world-class team make great games." And Losey, his replacement as Vice President of Global Marketing and Communications, joined Bethesda in 2005 as a Senior Manager of PR and Marketing. She became the Director of Marketing in 2017, Associate VP of Global Marketing in 2018, and arrived in her current role in 2019. Losey said, "When I started at Bethesda, there were just a few of us working on campaigns for Skyrim, Fallout 3, and more. Since then, we've grown into a world-class marketing and communications team, and it's been my great joy to be part of that growth alongside Pete."
they're very good at marketing.
They really are. They really, really are.
It
Yes.
just works.
Phil Spencer, who is the CEO of Microsoft's gaming division, said of this promotion, "Pete has been key to the success of Bethesda over the last 2 decades. His industry leadership and strong relationship with the community has extended Bethesda to millions of players."
Someone getting a phone call.
That's a spam call on my work phone.
Oh, do they want to offer you air duct cleaning service like I got yesterday?
Air duct cleaning service?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a new one.
Yes.
Not for me. It's like a daily occurrence. Sorry,
Oh,
continue,
dear.
Shalene.
Oh,
I
dear.
guess you have a bidet, huh?
Okay, so where was I? His industry leadership and strong relationship with the community has extended Bethesda to millions of players. Aaron has been instrumental in shaping the Bethesda brand and the teams behind it, and I am incredibly excited to see them both bring Bethesda's games to even more players around the world. Again, that was a quote from Phil Spencer, the CEO of Microsoft's gaming division. So, congratulations to both Pete Hines and Aaron Losey. Aaron Losey.
I wonder if this means we're going to see less of Pete then at the I guess we're going to see I guess she's going to handle
he's
all of
global
the
now.
Global?
He's global.
He's global.
So.
Yes.
But I guess
I'm pretty
she's
sure
gonna be the
this
one
means
presenting.
he'll have to stop replying to us on Twitter.
Didn't he already stop replying to you guys on Twitter?
Yes, we just haven't accepted it yet. It's been like 6 years.
Yes,
Jeez.
no one from Bethesda has officially interacted with us in any meaningful
Ever since
way
we
in
ousted the
many,
Bethintern.
many years. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Which is
sucks.
fine.
I still
We-
swear they got all their ideas off social media, but
Mhm.
What, like West Virginia?
And
when I
listening to
called
the
it way back
show.
when?
yeah,
Mhm.
all of our ideas have been incorporated
The Bethintern
into
is real.
Fallout
The
games.
Bethintern is real. Somewhere out there,
Was
somebody from
Dude.
Bethesda.
maybe it was Aaron.
Maybe.
Now she'll like.
I think the Bethintern's
Optimistic.
Jessica Starr.
I think she would have told us. If
No.
she worked there.
I don't know. She may be moonlighting as the Bethintern.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
not put it past her. She's very stealthy. I
Mhm.
think she would be able to keep it from all of us
Yes.
if she were the Bethintern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a me, Bethan turn.
It's a me, but then turn. And I'm sorry, I dropped the ball there.
You did.
I don't
No,
know
it's
how to
just tangents
I don't know how
left
to
and right. We
transition.
can't dodge them. They're just everywhere.
Chris Pratt is Mario now.
Oh
We
my
were
gosh.
Yeah, we were
Mario
complaining about this
movie.
at work.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And the first trailer for the Mario Brothers movie has released. There was a lot of sort of uproar, I guess, kerfuffle, as it were, when Chris Pratt was named as the voice actor for Super Mario.
Yeah.
And he tried to assure us all that he had developed a very special voice to be used for Mario, but it's just his voice.
Did you get him?
I did. And fruit
Rick
fly.
had a little fruit fly
fly.
in his basement there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chris Pratt. It just sounds like Chris Pratt.
I feel like if he's in like the VO booth and he's like, guys, I've been working on my Italian accent. All right, here we go. And he's like, it's a me, and they're like, no, stop. We're not doing this.
Oh man.
There's another fruit fly. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like maybe they could have hired the guy
The
that
guy who
voices
plays
Mario. They've got Jack Black already. They don't need anybody else.
Jack Black as Bowser is wonderful, is a delight. I'm rooting for Bowser already.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Jack
Rooting for
Black
Bowser.
Jack Black could play any role in any game and knock it out of the park. Princess Peach, he's got it
Yeah.
covered.
They should have cast Jack Black in all of the roles.
Yes, actually. You
You're
are
the
onto
teenage
something.
girl in
You're onto
Jumanji.
something here. Yeah.
He's a national treasure.
He
I adore
is.
Jack Black.
Jablinski Games.
As far as this trailer goes, I didn't think it was terrible. And of
No.
course,
Yeah,
we're
the
not
trailer's not
the necessarily the audience for this, those of us who grew up with Mario.
What?
The audience is the children
beg
who will
to
buy the
differ.
toys and games, who will beg their parents for the merch.
Shalene, should we go talk about the merch that you buy? Hmm?
I mean, I am a child who buys merch.
You are the target audience.
Maybe
We
a
grew
little
up with
bit.
the NES. We
Oh.
played the Mario games.
I
since we
still
were
think
kids.
that we
the
are not the
target.
target audience. I think
I'll
our
bet you
children
we
are the
are.
target audience.
I will.
But regardless, I did not think this trailer was terrible. I didn't think it was terrible.
Vodka knockers. It's like Brad Pitt and Inglourious Bastards is a better Mario. Gorlami.
It's me, Mario.
Oh no.
Yeah, wahoo.
That I would have paid to see.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
You guys are a mess.
Well, I
Um,
mean, so is this game gonna be, or this movie? But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if this will be a good movie. I think it's almost certainly not going to be a good movie. But I mean, Jack Black will be brilliant. We know that.
Of course.
I was also a big fan of Toad in the trailer.
Mhm.
Toad was adorable. So it doesn't look that terrible. I'm definitely holding out hope. What do you guys think?
I will probably never see this movie.
Really?
Just because, like, I don't know, it doesn't really interest me. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see Sonic. I like Jim Carrey, but I didn't see Sonic.
Good point. Good
I
point.
did see Detective Pikachu. That wasn't so bad.
I liked Detective Pikachu.
But I don't think
Yeah,
I'll see this
big
movie.
fan. Thunder? Thoughts?
Well, Shalene, let me tell you something. At NASA, they have an incredible piece of scientific equipment known as the James Webb Telescope. And it has such capability, so powerful, that by firing electrons into space, we can see images on planets and comets, infinitesimally huge building blocks of life in our universe. Shalene, if I were using the James Webb Telescope right now, I still would not be able to locate my interest in this movie. So
Definitive.
Moving right along.
Okay. All right.
Wow. Tell us how you really feel.
I'm just gonna rush right out and get tickets to see Chris Pratt in the next Super Mario. Yeah.
Whew, okay. The Disco Elysium studio fell apart, you guys.
What?
Yeah. This studio recently so you guys have all heard of Disco Elysium, right?
Yeah.
It was an indie darling. Absolutely lauded on all accounts. And Martin Luiga, a founding member of the studio and an editor on Disco Elysium, announced the dissolution of the ZA/UM Cultural Association. And he notes the cultural association as different from the company, because technically the company still exists. But these certain people, Luiga, Robert Kurvitz, the lead designer for Disco Elysium, and writer Helen Hindper and art director Alexander Rostov, involuntarily left the company at the end of 2021. They are no longer with the studio. The message was signed as being from the three of them, Rostov, Kurvitz, and Hindper. And he states that ZAUM as a cultural project no longer represents the ethos it was founded on. He believes that most of the mistakes that were made were contingent, determined by sociocultural conditions that they were thrown into. He blames the investors for the change of character and the departure of these key team members. And he concedes that he doesn't know if the studio would have been able to fund itself without those investors. For a while, it was beautiful, he said. My sincerest thanks to all who have rooted for us. So that's really interesting to me, because they are looking at a sequel to this game. And without these key players, it will probably be a very different sort of game.
Did you play the game?
I did, yeah. Well, not fully, because I don't do that anymore, apparently, but I did play a big chunk of it. You bought it for me, and I played it for several hours.
I did?
You did buy it for me.
Remember.
Yeah.
Mm.
You
Several
actually
hours,
bought that
so like
for me.
2?
Yeah. No, I
probably-
probably put more than that into it. But it was really cool. It was something special.
That you
I mean,
never played.
I've got to admire your consistency in always trying them at the very least.
I mean, I love video games.
If we add up all of the 1 to 2 hour sessions that you've had in video games, it amounts to thousands of hours.
with nothing to show for it.
No.
I mean, guys, I still love video games. I don't have time.
Just goes to
There's
show
no
you that
time.
Shalene only needs an hour or two to properly critique and assess the veracity of a video game.
That is not true. That is not true. Oh my goodness, you guys. So I did want to share a response to the statement from ZAUM. Like any video game, the development of Disco Elysium was and still is a collective effort, with every team member's contribution essential and valued as a part of a greater whole. At this time, we have no further comment to make other than the ZAUM creative team's focus remains on the development of our next project, and we are excited to share more news on this with you all soon.
Did I buy you Disco Elysium on Steam?
Yes.
0.5 hours on
Are you
record.
serious?
Yes.
Are you serious? I was sure it was more than that.
It just
I'm
looks.
serious.
Busted. Busted.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's embarrassing. I need to play more of that. That's hilarious.
Get
Is
that
so
money.
funny. That is so fun. Well, that was money well spent, Rick.
It was
that
special for
yes.
0.5 hours.
It's okay, Shalene. That level of embarrassment is something I experience on a weekly basis.
Me too. Me too.
That's great. That's really good. That's a classic GameStack moment right there.
Everybody is now going to change all of their profiles to private.
See, that's something I won't do. I feel like it's important as a person who does a podcast to have that in the public. But anyways,
It's the best.
It's a good standard to have.
yeah. Cell phones, we've all got them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to go into this.
I gave
Somebody
you
else
a
take this
segue.
one, please.
I gave you a segue.
Did
I
you?
said standard because this next article is about standardizing things.
Why is this even in our news, though?
I
You're
don't
so
know
good
why
at
it's in our
this.
news.
It's about. Well, I mean, we can talk about
mean,
it. So the
sure.
European Union lawmakers have imposed single chargers for all smartphones. And EU Parliament on Tuesday passed a new law requiring the USB-C to be a single charger standard for all new smartphones, tablets, and cameras from late 2024 going onward. The vote, which took place, was adopted with 602 in favor, 13 against, and will, in Europe at least, push Apple to drop its outdated Lightning port on its iPhones for the USB-C. And this, as you may already know, is a common element of technology by other competitors outside of Apple. And policymakers say that this single charger rule will simply make the life for Europeans with their smart devices a lot easier because of its universality. And this will also sort of reduce the amount of obsolete chargers and the cost to consumers when it comes to chargers. But I mean, I think it's also important to note that Apple doesn't actually provide a charger with their phone anymore. But it's expected to save at least 200 million euros or 195 million US dollars per year and cut more than 1,000 tons of EU electronic waste every year. Now, this is the point that I think is really important. Companies, and this is where policy can really make big differences when it comes to trying to battle climate change and the amount of waste that we produce in petroleum products that just end up in the landfills. And simple changes like this to make a cable universal across all your devices, I mean, that's a dream. I would love that. Right now I have 3 different cables. I've got a micro USB, I've got USB-C, and then I've got Thunderbolt, or whatever this one is. I don't know what this one is on the new iPhone. Is it Thunderbolt?
I have no idea.
iPhone is the Lightning.
Lightning, thank you. So
This one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That one.
But yeah, so I'm not entirely sure why this article is added to the show, because it's not about games or anything,
But it is about technology that we all use on the daily.
True. So what do you think about that?
I'm really curious to see whether or not this will be implemented in North America as well.
No. Well, I mean, it would make more sense to just get it over with. I don't understand why they have to be proprietary charging systems other than to just make more money. But everything uses USB-C, so just do it.
See, the problem here is that companies shouldn't be forced into doing these things by policy. They should just willingly make these changes to want to try to make consumer experiences better.
That's never going to happen.
But, you know, when there's money involved, the consumer experience doesn't matter. As long as people are still buying it, right? So,
but yeah, I mean, it is whatever. I don't
see,
think it's
Sully in the chat says I use wireless, but the wireless charger still has a port connection for the cable, right?
Yeah,
so,
which is USB-C.
Which is USB-C. So, yeah, but USB-C I think is great because how many of us have struggled trying to figure out which way the USB cable goes into the stupid USB port?
Yep.
At least 2 or 3 times I switch it every time. Yeah.
So, yeah.
When USB-C becomes universal, I'm turfing all of my computers and building a new computer with just USB-C, and we'll have a burning party, and I'll burn all my USB cables.
And then as soon as you do that, you're going to find a device.
Like, damn, I need a USB cable.
USB-A.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Sound Freak says as soon as we standardize USB Type-C, it'll change again, and I think he's right.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, it'll be like fiber optic or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We deal with this all the time at work, where all kinds of companies are making components that we have to have different converters to and interfaces to get them to talk to each other. And I always say, I wish they would just create some sort of standard system where they can all just chat the same language, but it'll never happen.
Commerce, yo.
Just different forms of development. But it's frustrating.
In a way, I'm against forcing the companies to do this. But also, it would be really nice to be able to just borrow a charger when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can do that if you have an Android like a sane person.
Yeah. Well.
USB-C and wireless charging.
I think the new generation of cars are going to have wireless chargers in them.
And USB-C.
Like the middle console that opens up, there'll be a wireless charger in there, and you can just put your phone.
Fun.
Yeah.
Charge your Tesla with a USB-C cable.
Yeah.
That's the news. We've got that Fallout segment though. So
There a
do
bumper?
we have a bumper?
If
for that?
you love news, you're going to love this next segment.
I guess there is no bumper anymore.
I don't have that.
That's the best bumper we've ever had on this show, in my opinion.
I feel like people would argue that the gameplay grenade was better.
The gameplay grenade was really good. We should bring that out sometime.
They're in the asset
Just for
toolbox.
fun.
We just got to dig them out.
Yeah. But anyways, Fallout. Let's talk about Fallout.
Mhm.
It is the 25th anniversary of Fallout this month.
Woo,
And
that's cool.
yeah, they're doing some things to celebrate this 25th anniversary. This is a Bethesda.net article. And in October of 1997, Fallout's post-nuclear world and its memorable characters, irradiated monstrosities, impactful conversations, and stark reminders that war never changes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the Fallout series is known and loved in our community. It is the game series that brought us all together. And all month, there are festivities that will be celebrated by Bethesda.
Oh.
There is a Fallout 76 free play week that is going on right now, October 4th through October the 11th. And you can check out Appalachia and the recent expeditions update with the pit for no additional charge. You can get all of that content during the free play week. And there are also discounts being offered on Fallout 76, as well as the entire Fallout franchise. So you can continue playing. If you find that you enjoy 76 with the free play, you can buy it for less. And also fill out the rest of your Fallout library. The franchise is on sale at the Microsoft Store and PlayStation Store until October the 12th, and on Steam until October the 18th. And there are rewards available with Prime Gaming and Xbox Game Pass. Until November 1st, active Prime Gaming subscribers can pick up the base game of Fallout 76 for free on the PC Windows Store via Prime Gaming rewards. And with Xbox Game Pass, you can get a month of Fallout First for free. So if you play Fallout 76 and you have Game Pass, this is an excellent opportunity to build a scrap box and fill it with scrap so that you can just clear all of that out of your inventory. And even after the free month is over, you can still access all that scrap in your scrap box. So just fill it up, grind, get all the scrap, put it in there.
They don't delete it when you lose first?
You can still access it.
That's cool. That's really nice.
Yeah,
You just can't put stuff in there then.
No, you just can't add any more after the free time is up. So that is available until October 24th. And this perk is limited to 1 per account and only available to members who have not claimed this perk via Xbox Game Pass perks previously. Bethesda has also posted a faction quiz, the PALS Post-Apocalyptic Loyalty Simulator test, which is a questionnaire to help you find which post-nuclear faction suits you. And this is it's posed as a personality test, but it's really more of a choose your own adventure text game, and it's really fun. And I've played it through a couple of times, and it's adorable. I definitely recommend checking that out if you enjoy Fall. It reminds me a little bit of when they put Skyrim on the Alexa. It's kind of reminiscent of that choose your own adventure style thing.
Are they like special questions?
A bit, yes.
Got
yeah.
it. Nice.
So
Very cool.
It's pretty fun, and it's branching paths. So depending on the choices you make, you will get different questions than somebody who made a different choice. So my first result was the railroad. So
How altruistic.
indeed, and of course there is a major update coming to a Fallout game, you guys. New content will be added to Fallout Shelter for the first time in
I was
years.
like, what? She
Yes.
said game. She didn't say 76.
What are
You
they
had my
putting-
hopes up.
What are they putting in Shelter?
Fallout Shelter will get aliens. Aliens will be added, and there will be an all-new quest line featuring new enemies, new weapons, new dwellers, and a new celebration room theme. They will show more when the updates are ready to launch. So we don't know exactly yet. I'm eagerly awaiting to see. I'm also curious as to whether they will add achievements to the Xbox version of Fallout Shelter, because achievements, man. Fallout Shelter was far and away the hardest Fallout 200% the achievements for, far and away. They're also doing a sale on Creation Club content for Fallout 4. So through November 2nd, you can tune in each week to save on select creations, as well as pick up a featured creation for free every week. So definitely check that out. And I would not be surprised if they have more up their sleeves. So yeah. I also wanted to address some other Fallout 76 news. Today's Inside the Vault announced that Nuka World is coming to the PTS. It was announced a good deal ago that they were working on a Nuka World on tour that would bring the Nuka World aesthetic to Appalachia. And they are ready to bring that to the playtest server that will be launching as early as next week. Thursday, October 13th is the plan. And anybody who has Fallout 76 on PC will be able to download the PTS and check out the fairgrounds west of Lake Reynolds in the Ash Heap, where you can take on 3 new public events, a new world boss, the Ultrasite Titan, and check out games of skill in the Nukacade. There will be new characters, new rewards to earn, and more. And I find this pretty exciting because this is it sounds like what I wanted the pit to be. It is a new explorable area with new characters and new things to do. And it's basically more of an expansion than just an event. So I'm excited for it. I definitely want to check that out. They are also adding a quality of life update called the Free Cam. So this will be available in build mode. You'll be able to separate the game camera from your character and move the camera around your camp, fly it through objects, and build from whatever angle you would like. And of course, yeah, that's it. That's the news.
Nice.
So
Nice.
While I've been listening to what you were saying, Shalene, I've also been may or may not been shopping in the merch store on the Bethesda site. They now have a Fallout iBot statue of Eddie.
it's gorgeous.
And it is so adorable, and I may have to buy this.
Is it $20 and the shipping is $30?
Well, I mean, it's $125, which
so the shipping's going to be $4,000.
more or less justifies the shipping at that point.
Anyway.
It's a limited edition, only 2,000 pieces worldwide. They're individually numbered and includes a certificate of authenticity.
That's expensive.
$125. I do have an Eddie. You know that, right?
You made one, didn't you?
Yeah, he's right here. Let me just pull him out.
Smash. Bang.
See? Look at him.
Oh, that is
Oh,
so
yeah, that's
good.
right.
He's so
I loved
cute.
that New Vegas trailer
I
where he
made
gets
him.
hit by the bullet and spins.
Yeah,
I love that.
see if I can refocus it here for you. There. Oh, there. Look at him. He's so
It's a
cute.
nice little iBot.
You did a great job, Bender. You did a great job with that.
What's that song that he plays when he flies by?
Was it
It's like Uncle Sam or something. I don't know.
I don't remember. He played like music when you got into a fight.
yeah, da-na-na,
Da-na.
Eddie's
I
battle
hated it.
song.
When you like sneak it around, you hear him.
Da-na-na.
You're like, oh, cool.
Oh no, the Bethesda
Yeah.
store strikes again. So that's
Raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by the Bethesda store.
I actually haven't bought anything from there.
Ever?
it's dangerous.
Not really.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god, they have dog hoodies. You can get a Vault 101 dog hoodie. And they now have the Red Rocket Protectron statue,
Oh, fun.
which is on sale. Oh man, this is dangerous. Okay, back to the show. We do have some stocks.
Stocks.
So these prices are coming to you as of 4 p.m. today. Sony closed out at $66.41, up $2.36. And just to remind you, these prices are posted in comparison to our show last week. Microsoft closing out at $234.24, up $1.34. Nintendo at $10.27, down 70 cents since last week. Take-Two at $120.73, up $11.73. Activision closing out at $73.35, down a cent. Ubisoft didn't really change all that much either, down 2 cents at $5.42. EA at $122.31, up $7.02, and Tencent closed out at $33.76, down 6 cents. And you might be wondering, Shalene, wait a minute, why is Nintendo stock price $10?
I was freaking out when I saw this because last time I checked my 3 Nintendo stocks, they were worth a little over $50.
Well, if you're listening to the show and you have invested in Nintendo and you have the same concerns that Shalene did, here's why. Nintendo ADR, the American branch, has executed a 5-for-1 stock split, which follows the 10-for-1 stock split for Nintendo 7974 on September 30th. So back in May of this year, Nintendo announced that they planned to execute a 10-for-1 stock split in September. And this was in part to make shares more affordable for its investors, but particularly those in Japan, along with a 429 million stock buyback. While Nintendo shareholders outside of Japan weren't really affected by this change, the latest 5-for-1 split executed by ADR, the American Depository Receipt, today is one that will have more of a noticeable impact on U.S. shareholders. This article comes to us from Shack News by Morgan Shaver. And she goes on to say, interestingly, at the beginning of the year, Nintendo shares represented 1/8 of the company's 7,974 shares. However, after the 10-for-1 stock split for Japanese shareholders, that representative number has since changed. Yesterday, a single Nintendo share represented 10/8 of the 7,974 share. After today's split, things have shifted once more, with one Nintendo share now representing 2/8 or 1/4 of that. And in May, the reason Nintendo really sort of explained for this stock split was because they were trying to reduce the minimum investment price to sort of increase the liquidity of the company's shares itself and hopefully bring in some new investors.
So now I have 15 Nintendo stocks. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Stock splits are not necessarily an uncommon thing. GameStop, for example, back in August, issued a statement to European investors claiming to have not received their additional shares following the company's 4-to-1 stock split. Other companies, I mean, I've invested in companies that have done a stock split as well. And it's a little bit frustrating because, I mean, it increases your number of shares, but it devalues your investment overall, right?
Right.
So if the stock performs worse after the split, that could spell bad news for you.
Maybe it's time that I moved my massive investment into.
Well, with
into
Chris
another
Pratt on the
video
horizon,
game
you may
company.
want to think about that. Oh goodness. Oh my gosh.
What a terrible move they have made.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. Let's talk about some mail.
You've got mail.
What's in the mailbox, Shalene? Mail stack.
Okay.
Sorry.
The next item on our mail stack comes from Vodka Knockers. He says, "Hey, WJLG crew and community, I'll pose this question. If you could go on vacation to your favorite video game city, planet, location, etc., where would you go? Also, which video game character or characters would you want to go with?"
Ooh.
In the midst of a Mass Effect trilogy playthrough, my mind instinctively defaults to wanting to take Miranda, Garrus, Rex, and Liara to Ilium, Space Vegas. That place is both swanky and scenic. After a few days of partying, gambling, and shopping, probably, I'd then round off the trip with a few days in the tranquil lake country on Naboo from Star Wars. I realize it's not exclusively a video game planet, but it's been included often enough that I'm counting it, lol. That's a great question,
That's a
Bod.
good question. I honestly think like Sea of Thieves.
That's a good choice.
I would love to go to those islands and just like lounge around on the beaches.
Which island?
The one where the grog is. It doesn't matter. Golden Sands. It's got the little islands.
It's a good choice. Yeah, good choice. Rum Runners for me. It's skinny and small, and there's like one tree on it. It's very serene.
I've forgotten the name of the one that I always wanted to go to.
Thieves Haven? Paradise
I think
Spring?
It was Thieves Haven, yeah.
I gotta jump back into some Sea of Thieves. It's been like a month since I've touched it.
Yeah.
I haven't worked on the season at all, which is
I think I played with you the last
pitiful.
time I played it.
Same.
So
Pitiful.
that's been a long time.
Video game cities, that's a tough one. I think for me, I would have to say maybe like Vice City, like Miami.
Vice City?
Yeah, like I haven't been to Miami.
Welcome to Miami.
That would be cool.
Isn't that a song?
Like as somebody who has visited cities that are in video games like Los Angeles and New Vegas, help me out here. Las Vegas and
Vegas.
Also Prim and what's the one that starts with a
Good
G?
Springs.
Good Springs.
Yeah.
Like I drove past those and I went through, was it Gene? Buffalo
The Buffalo Steve.
Steve, Bison
The Bison
Steve.
Steve.
Bison Steve Casino. Where is that at? That's
That
in
was
Prim.
in Prim.
Yeah, so we drove through that and I saw that and it was like so cool.
But
That
here's
was
the
last
thing.
year.
Miami is different than Vice City. So are you thinking Vice City or are you thinking Miami? Because Miami and Vice City are far two different things.
Is Vice City like a real thing?
No, Vice City
No,
is an
but-
adaptation of Miami that is a little
Right,
bit
but
more
it doesn't
shady.
matter. It's fantasy, so it could be any city. Gotcha.
I think he was looking for a specific location from a video game. Like if you could travel almost to the video game and have vacation there.
Valentine.
Oh, from RDR 2.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yep,
Nice. Yeah, that'd be fun.
that'd be nice.
Nice.
I think you guys already know my answer.
Animal Crossing.
I would visit Animal Crossing. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of what video game characters I would take with me. And I can't really think of who I would want to hang out with. for that long on a vacation. You guys didn't answer that half of the question either. Who do you want to take on your video game vacation with you?
I would take.
Well, it certainly wouldn't be Moira Brown, I tell you that much.
Hey there.
Hey there! I found this recipe.
Let's go to the gun shop, Moira.
Yeah. Well, Arthur Morgan would be just great because he'd be like, "Don't talk to me," and I'd be like, "Okay, that's because I don't want to talk to you either. Just protect me from the bad guys."
I would like to go from a video game.
Oh, you know who I'm taking on this vacation with me? My Fable 2 dog. Me and my Fable 2 dog are going to lounge about in Animal Crossing. We're going to catch bugs and pick fruit and hang out with all of the animal villagers, and it's going to be marvelous.
I'm so attached to Cyberpunk crew that it would be like V, Panam, and Jackie would be the 3 people that'd be fun to go with. Because it would be an insane time.
I would like to take my DRG scout character with me.
DRG?
Yeah,
oh, Deep Rock Galactic.
Because he's so sassy.
They are. They are.
Take your sweet time, old lady. I've got all day.
Yeah, Molly. Isn't that Molly?
Yeah. Somebody in the chat says dog meat.
I also considered taking my Portal Companion Cube.
Ooh.
The Companion Cube will never abandon me.
I mean, I would probably want to take Eddie with me.
I love Eddie.
Right?
You'd be like chilling in Valentine.
Shh, quiet. He'd be like, he'd be like
to go-
lasering the guests at the hotel.
I love it. I love it. You know who would be fun to hang out with? I think would be Cade 6 from Destiny 2. R.I.P.
Also, what's her face from Life is Strange? The third one.
Chloe?
The last
third
one?
No, the recent one. I've forgotten her name. Alex? Is her name Alex?
I can't remember.
We need to go back to that game. I can't even remember her name.
You didn't even finish that one, did you?
No, we didn't. We played 2 episodes only. I want to get to some of the community answers. So RTZ13 stated that he'd go to Adelpha from Outcast and the Land of Horizon Zero Dawn in a Warthog from Halo. And his company would be Bastila from KOTOR to protect him, Parvati from the Outer Worlds to keep the engine running.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
Yes,
good.
I love
one.
Yeah.
And Paladin
good.
Dance from Fallout 4 to tell jokes.
Yeah, why didn't
The
I
poor
did
man's
not
George
think this
Clooney.
through. I did not think this through. Fallout New Vegas, like, who would you want to go?
Oh, you would take the doctor, wouldn't you?
No.
He is
thought
the
I
doctor.
thought that was your dude. I thought you always took him as a companion.
I would take Prim Slim with me.
Prim Slim.
Like
Really?
the town robot. And I would also take Eddie with me. I'd just be a clinking collagenous
I feel
cluster of collagenous junk.
I feel like Cass would be the one to go on vacation with.
Mhm.
I feel like Rose of Sharon Cassidy knows how to have a good time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You don't want to take Caesar with you? Mr. House, perhaps?
I'll hang out with. I'll
You
hang
get
out
the
with
senior's discount.
I'll hang out with those 3 old ladies that try to stop you from
Oh
stealing
yes, the
Fisto.
grannies, the grannies. I love them. I always had a crush on the doorman at the Tops, so maybe he'd go on vacation with me.
Oh yeah. I think I
Yeah.
murdered him a few times.
I know you did. Yeah. And Vod said that RTZ made a great choice. If Miranda was busy during the vacation, Bastila would be the next call. And in the chat, Joseph Tao answered, "For me, it is either Metropolis or Meridian City from Ratchet and Clank. True cities of the future that aren't a scary dystopia. Just wander around with the Galactic Rangers team from that game would be very cool." Yeah.
You know who I would really want to go on a vacation with? Hosea. from Red Dead Redemption.
Oh,
Hosea
yeah.
Matthews. He's just so chill.
You wouldn't want to go out. You wouldn't want to go party with Lenny. Lenny, have you seen Lenny?
Yeah. Lenny's
Best
cool.
mission ever.
Lenny's cool. I like
Best mission ever.
Charles too. Charles is Hosea's like super laid back. I don't know if you guys
I
remember
like
that
it,
scene
yeah.
from it's like the 3rd or 4th chapter when they move and you've got to ride the wagon with Hosea.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just chilling, and he's like making medicine, and it's just like so laid back. And then he takes you hunting. He's like a father figure, you know?
Hosea is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, is that all we've got on the mail stack this week?
That's all we're gonna cover this week. We'll save the rest.
All right. Well, we do have some of what the community is playing, so let's hop into that.
I love this segment.
So, this first image comes to us from, oh gosh, scrolling, Satyr. And Satyr says,
Star Citizen?
derping around and taking pics in Star Citizen, which is probably the best game loop currently available, which I'm fine with. Playing into and of Horizon is a bit of a pain, especially in bigger ships, but sure is a nice place. And
What
so
a beautiful tree.
describe this for our audio listeners.
Okay, so there is a spaceman in a spacesuit who is standing beneath a beautiful flowering tree. I don't know if it's some kind of cherry blossom or apple
Dogwood?
blossoms, dogwood, Rick suggests. But it is a beautiful, beautiful tree, and I love it.
And they also posted this one as well, which is a picture of his ship,
There's-
presumably coming into spaceports and things like that. And then a final one of a dark, spooky sort of, I don't know. It's
in the ship,
space-
in his
yeah.
suit.
yeah.
This polarized visor on his helmet, looking cool.
God, I really hope Starfield is just slightly like Star
This
Citizen.
this next one is really cute. It's a
What is
2D
it?
side
Intrigued.
scroller, and it's giving me vibes of what's that Hearts game? Valiant Hearts. This is from RTZ13. He says, I picked up recently this little gem called Tales of Iron, which is a little 2D game branded Souls-like due to the difficult fights with dodge parry system. It has brilliant art style. It's about a little prince of the Rat Kingdom who's about to fight in a tournament to earn his place as the next king, as the king is getting older. However, the kingdom gets overrun by an old enemy, the Toad Kingdom. The narrator of the game is none other than Geralt's voice actor from The Witcher 3.
Ooh,
Yeah, and so we've
I
got
am
a...
so intrigued by this. I think
Yeah.
this looks like something I would enjoy.
this looks like a game you would play 0.5 hours of.
Yes, it really does.
And actually finish,
it looks like a game I would play
because
0.5
it's probably
hours of.
only 0.5 hours long.
Yeah.
But this is an image of two rats, and they've got some arrows and swords and shields and armor, and they're in this sort of room with these stairs, and it's a very medieval looking castle, and the background is this long painting of this sort of battle between the rats and the toads. It's very cute. There is another image here, and it's more of like a jousting arena, and the king is the rat king is there. He looks very old. There's some text along the bottom says, if he was scared, he wasn't showing it. He was going to show all of them what he was made of. If nothing else, this would be no easy win for Dennis. The rat's name is Dennis.
Dennis?
That is
Ugh.
very immersion breaking. Should be like Excalibur or something
No,
valiant.
I feel like Dennis is a very medieval type of a name.
Yeah, but it's so like
Sir Dennis.
Sir Dennis. Okay. When you add Sir onto it, anything sounds medieval, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like it's like your next door neighbor who constantly gets your mail for you, even though you've been like, hey, you really don't have to do this. And he's like, it's okay, it's fine. I got it. You should come over
Ugh.
sometime and check out my man cave in the
Yeah,
basement.
yeah.
It's really
We put a
cool
bar
down
in.
there."
It's great. Yeah, foosball. This
And then you go down in that man cave and he has pictures of you. in his man cave.
This took a really dark turn.
Yeah,
That's
unexpected.
You're not coming out of that man cave again, are you?
Who hurt you?
No, you are, because Dennis is nice. He's just weird. But that's Dennis.
So
I'm
this
pretty
last
sure Dennis has bodies buried under his man cave.
last image from RTZ13 is of his rat character standing on a balcony, overlooking crumbled sort of brick, and there's
It looks like
scene
an
of
outed
a
bridge.
moon
Yeah, he's
off in the
squaring
background.
off against a toad archer.
Oh, it is a bridge. It is a bridge. I didn't see that on the
Yeah,
other side.
there is a toad archer on the other side. So
Bridge Sans Bridge.
This next one is brilliant. This is an image from Taz. He says Mary Grace and Preston Garvey preparing to assault Quincy, and it's just the silhouettes of them with their guns and their. It's very
Tactical gear.
Fallout fogginess. I love it. It's great.
He's got some mods going on too. That's for sure.
And this one also very good.
His Mama
Presumably this is a mod. Taz posted this. He says Mama Murphy all dressed up, and
I am mortified.
it's basically a picture of Mama Murphy in like skin tight leathers, with a double-breasted leather vest and a very low cut V-neck shirt, just low enough to see the clasp of her bra.
She got moose knuckles.
And there's a little caption that says, "You'll find what you're looking for." I know it.
Hey, sweetheart. You'll find what you're looking for. I know it.
And she has hair. She has hair like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis. Wow,
It's probably
wow.
probably one of our better screenshot
Mama
submissions.
Murphy is like a mother. We just don't want it.
Okay, what?
is
Wait,
going on?
there's more. There's more.
Her face.
This is Marcy
That's
Long.
Mercy Long. That's just her face.
And she's all dressed up. She's wearing she's got knee-high leather boots on and a short skirt with the same double-breasted leather low-cut V-neck that Mama Murphy had on.
Double-breasted.
And she looks like
She
she's
still
ready.
has that look on her face.
She's so angry. She looks like she's ready to punch you
weird
out.
mod.
This is yes.
Anyways,
Ooh, the internet's a wild place.
this one's from me.
Yay!
I picked up a little game called Arctico, and it's a co-op game. And Jess and I played it, and you're basically living in the Arctic, and you've got a little hut, and you've got dogs and a dog sled, and you sort of go around and you try to find wreckage to salvage and try to survive.
Cool.
And the sky, as you can see, is very beautiful in the day and the night. And it's just a wasteland of just snow. It's so desolate. There's nothing there. It's very calming. Very, very
That's really
calming.
cool.
Here's a picture of the night sky and me sort of coming down the hill. Maybe I can zoom in a bit on that. And,
The aesthetic reminds me of Journey.
A little bit,
yeah, and there is
Except
one
it's
more
snow instead of sand.
that skipped up to the front. Look at this. This is so cute. We went fishing in our kayaks.
Kayaks.
Aww.
Look how cute that is. And these kayaks are like super short. You know how kayaks are like normally a bit
Yes.
longer, but these ones are like nubby. And
That's so cute.
Nubby.
yeah, it's like a super cheap game, but very
Aw.
endearing. So
Nice.
anyways, that's what the community is playing. What have you guys been up to? Rick?
Well, if you haven't guessed it yet, Cyberpunk 2077. I started a new character, as one does, because I've already beaten it with a male V. I wanted to try it with a female protagonist V. And I forget what movie I was watching, but I was watching a movie with, I want to say it has Captain America. Who plays him?
His name is Chris also.
Chris Pratt?
No. Anyway, whoever plays Captain America, he's in this movie as a bad guy hitman, and he has like the 70s porn stash going on. Anyway, I forget who and Ryan Gosling is the other main guy.
Chris
Good movie.
Evans?
Steve Rogers?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Steve Rogers is
Is
Captain
the
America's
yeah,
real- is
yeah,
the-
yeah.
Anyway, there's this like chick who's like is this business suit, and I was like, oh man, I should start a character in Cyberpunk as like this corpo business suit chick that's also like this like tactical lady. And so that's kind of how I started this character. She started with the corpo storyline, which is like the corporate kind of thing, and she's morphed into this like hacker assault thing. So what I end up doing on all of my assaults is I'll give contagion, which like poisons everybody, and it'll like start with one person, and then once it's done poisoning them, it'll leap to the next person and then poison them and leap to the next person and poison them. So I end up walking through like a warehouse full of people doubled over with poison, and I just kind of shoot them to finish them off. And it's just like super easy to beat this game. But I've been 100%ing the game in the sense I've been doing all the side gigs and all the NCPD like little quests and things, and I've been doing that before meeting some of the other main characters. Like this one character, he like calls me, he's like, don't make me wait, and he's been waiting for at least 100 hours now. And,
I love that.
and yeah, so it's definitely different when you're the corpo. It's not vastly different like it was supposed to be, but there's different dialogue lines. You can romance different characters and get their storylines a little bit differently if you're a female V versus male V. And so that's been interesting. There's certain outfits you can only get as a female V, like the SWAT team in the game is called Max Tac. You can only get their uniform if you romance Judy, and the only way you can romance Judy is if you're a female. So it's kind of this thing. They have like some of your in your stash in your apartment, there's like little, as you get special weapons and put them in your stash, they appear in these little like weapon slots like on the wall. So I've been working to fill those up, so that way when you walk into my stash, all the cool guns are laid out on display. But the thing that really gets me about that game every time I play it is that it sucks you into this world that is cyberpunk. And when you have conversations with other NPCs and you're having like really heavy dialogue, they put a lot of effort into their faces and the way that they do little side glances or little looks down, and like just to emphasize that like they're not happy or there's something else going on. And then like you can try to like dig into that a little bit more. And the dialogue where it's written a little stilted because they try to like introduce new slang. So like heartfelt conversations with like slang that doesn't exist except for in that world is kind of a little like disjointed, and I can't think of the right word that I'm looking for, but it's stilted. And but at the same time, it's can't be enough that it like sucks you into this world, and you're just like, you really kind of I don't know, feel for these characters, because like nobody has a happy ending in Night City is kind of how everything works. And still one of the more poignant missions that I recently did was you're helping this guy basically in the game. There's these things called brain dances or BDs, and that's how like porn or hooking is done most of the time. You go to a club and you're
What's
like,
hooking?
I want hookers.
Prostitution.
Oh.
Prostitution. That's kind of how that's done.
I've never
So, like,
heard of it called that. Okay.
you go to a club and you pick a girl, and then you put on this little wreath, and then you have a brain dance with this girl. You don't actually physically interact with them, and you feel
like
everything.
Demolition Man.
Yeah, you feel everything. Everything is realistic, but it's all in your mind. It's how movies are done. It's how video games are done, and people pay on the black market for snuff films where the person that they're watching their eyes through gets killed, so they have the sensation of being killed. That's a big thing in the game world.
Okay.
Ooh.
And you help a guy do a brain dance of being crucified. And I remember the first time I did this, he's like, I want to be crucified on a brain dance. And I'm like, say what, when?
That's
You know?
gonna be a no from me, dog.
And so I'm like, how far is this game gonna go? Like, I know, like I know this game's kind of quote unquote controversial in some aspects. Like, how far is this game gonna go? And then like he's like, you eventually get to the studio, and then he's like, I want you to be the one that nails me to the cross. And I was like, they're gonna stop you. They're gonna be like, something's gonna happen. He's gonna chicken out. So I'm like, sure, dude, we'll go ahead and do this. And sure enough, you find yourself got the nail. Hammer his hand into the thing, and you're like, what did I do? You're quoting lines from scripture, and you're like, this is icky. Like, it's just, I don't know what to do, you know? But like, it's such a fascinating and like Johnny Silverhand pops out and gives you these really funny little quips, and like one of the best lines from the game is I forget who says the first line, but one of you is like, I think Johnny, or you call Johnny a dick, and then he calls you the C word, and then adds, "So we should fit together." It's just like, what? So it's, he has these little quips, or like you're arguing with Johnny, and his character's just doing little hand motions, like flappy lips with his hand, the way they put so much effort into the little nuances of an interaction with characters, or even random people on the street will look at you, interact with you, and talk with you and lightly. And the characters they really make in this game are so rich. Like Brendan, he's this vending machine that has he's kind of like an AI, and you interact with him here and there. And it's so funny. If you look at the subreddit, everyone falls in love with Brendan. They're like, Brendan is the coolest thing ever. And and that whole mission, and even that has a humanity effort tied into it, with this girl that was like about to commit suicide, but then she met Brendan and he just like started befriending her, and it's like, it's a vending machine, but that's how dark this world is, and one of the things I stumbled upon this playthrough is there's this quest line in this like park, and I walk up and there's this monk sitting there, and he's like, "I can see you have two people fighting inside of you. Allow me to lead you through a meditation." And you're like, "Sure, why not? What's this going to be?" And then he's like, "Pay however much you like, and you have an option to do it for free or to pay him money." So I always say, "Well, here you go, have some money." And you put on this brain dance of like this really nice, serene thing, and he leads you through this guided meditation, and he's like, "Thank you, Earth Spirit, for," and it's like this really nice little moment of Zen.
So it's actually like a nice guided meditation.
Yeah, and like there's a whole like quest line with him of like these different places he ends up, and it's so weird that like you come out of this Zen moment and there's just trash everywhere, and it's just like
real life
going on. Well, like, but here's the thing though, you can drive outside of the city and you see these mountains in the distance, and the closer you get, to realize they are mountains of trash. And there is a huge section of this game that is just one giant landfill. That's all it is just huge landfill with just.
Can you imagine the Easter eggs?
Oh, there's a lot of Easter eggs.
I need to see. I'm gonna get Cyberpunk now just for the trash heaps.
So many Easter eggs in this game. Like the Batty Hotel is a reference to Ray Batty or Roy Batty from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of different things, but it's such an interesting game, and it's very much like, I would say it's probably more immersive than Witcher, and it does add in also the detective aspects of Witcher. You know how like you can do the sight and look for the clues. You use that through your Kuroshi eyes, where you can like find clues and track things, and so they do tie in that kind of mechanic with the game. And yeah, it's a fascinating game. It really is, and I'm glad that they're continuing it a little bit. But I haven't really done, other than the monk and the crucifixion thing, there hasn't really been. I don't want to say too much about like Judy's quest line, because that's kind of spoiler for people who are just starting to get into this game. And the tie-in with the anime is really cool. You find the brain dance that starts out the whole anime, and you watch that, and then you try to dig into who this group of mercs were, and then you eventually find one of them, and then he gives you a jacket, and then you can find like some of the guns that the characters use specifically from the game. Or from the anime, and that's kind of cool how they like tie that in a little bit without being like and then different important parts of the anime, like locations, you can go to those locations in the game, and that's kind of cool because everybody likes to go there and listen to the sad song and tear up a little because the anime. Anyway, that's what I've been playing. What about you, Vendor?
Well, Arctico, which I had mentioned, it's okay. It's a very rudimentary game. If you want something to sort of relax, this is the type of game to play. There's notes throughout the world, but they're very like misanthropic, sort of post-apocalyptic perspectives written into these notes. Like, I don't feel well. Hopefully I will die tonight, kind of thing. Or it's getting cold. tell my
Very
kids
relaxing.
tell my
Very
kids I love them. Well, it's the remnants of a past world, right? And so you're living in this sort of shelter, and you've got to try to wander around and collect resources and collect or read these notes and discover new things and stuff like that. Build your base up, get a greenhouse going, build a shelter for your dogs and stuff like that. But it's very rudimentary. Like, it's not the typical survival game that you would expect. It is not like you're freezing to death, you need warmth right now, you've got to do this thing and build a fire. It's like you don't experience cold. You do experience some hunger, and you've got to catch fish and eat fish, but like if you accidentally go into the sea with your dogs and your dog sled, you just show up back at the base. No repercussions. No life lost, no items lost. That said, it's a very simple game. It is kind of buggy, but it's super relaxing and very sort of serene, so I enjoyed playing it. It's a good $6 if you wanted sort of a deviation of playing something relaxing. As for my satisfactory escapades, Jess and I have been sort of refurbishing the factory and working our way through that. We built some new assemblers and some new assembly lines and some new storage, and I've finally figured out how to use these things called programmable splitters, where you can literally program the items that this splitter can split items out from conveyors into different storage. It's all very technical. But I've gotten a little bit frustrated with Satisfactory of late. We have built and done so much stuff that trying to change what we've already built is incredibly complex, and it takes hours of thinking. And I'm at a mental state right now where if I'm going to play a game, I want to just like get on a boat and sail and shoot at things, not necessarily try to draw things out on paper to figure out what connects where and how the best efficient. And I do like that analytical part of the game, just not right now. We've also been playing a bit of DRG. Oktoberfest is really great with the sausage beer. Enjoying that.
That's
The best worst.
The best worst beer. You really got to get it, Shalene. Play it with Rick and I. It would be so much fun. And
you would love that game, Shalene.
She would love it.
so?
Yeah, she would
Oh, yeah.
absolutely love it. Yeah. My character got another promotion, so we now
Nice.
have 2 stars. And the hats that come with the promotion are just so good. Yeah. And the hair, some of the best video game hair, hands down. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of it for me. What about you, Shalene?
I haven't had much time for video games this week. Like I said at the beginning of the show, my life is a mess. And I had a difficult week and very little free time. I did play a couple sessions of Fallout 76 with Archon. Just going through the homework, trying to keep up with that. His character is like at rank 80 on the scoreboard or something ridiculous. He has 2 characters that are very high level on the scoreboard because he's leveling up his Xbox character as well.
Yeah.
And mine's like at level 40. So yeah, been slacking a bit, but the Alien event is going on right now, and that's always fun because I still need some of the rewards from that event, so it feels worthwhile to show up. So I'm enjoying that.
Nice.
I have been watching a ton of Don't Starve playthroughs on YouTube, which makes me really want to get back into Don't Starve.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's while I'm at work, I'll just have that plugged in and going in the background, and I'm doing spreadsheets and watching people die and Don't Starve.
I love watching video game play while I work. Or like somebody stream. People who are super chill streamers, just having them in the background. Yeah, it's nice.
There's so much. I've mostly played Don't Starve Together, But the Don't Starve base game has got a lot of content that Together does not yet have. So I'd like to check out some of that, I think. So yeah,
Nice.
that's all I've got.
Well, that's a show, boys and girls. Don't forget, we are sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend, and $2 from every purchase goes to the Children's Miracle Network. If you'd like to send us an email, you can join our Discord and navigate over to the Mail Stack channel, post your mail there, or alternatively, you can send us an email at info@wejustlovegames.com. We're also on social media, Twitter and Facebook. Twitter at We Just Love Games, Shalene at Shalene L, myself at Vendertron N, on Facebook.com/We Just Love Games, Facebook.com/groups/We Just Love Games. Don't forget, we record the show live 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. We are on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, any other podcast platform that you can think of. Please like, subscribe, and review the show. And thank you all for listening. Happy Friday once again. Rick, have you got a last word?
Nobody ever leaves Night City except in a body bag.